Okay, this video goes with our Unit 2 Activity 49 worksheet using radius or diameter to find the area of a circle. So let's see what we got here. So again, the basic idea is if they give us the diameter and we need the radius, we need to do the diameter divided by 2. That's what they're trying to show us here. Radius is half the diameter, or diameter divided by 2. Twice the radius is the diameter. The diameter divided by 2 is the radius. And so here's another alternate way that we could talk about the area formula, pi r squared, but the diameter divided by 2 is the same thing as the radius. So that gives us area equals pi r squared. Okay, so let's see what we got. So and we're going to use 3.14 for pi and round off to 2 decimal places to the nearest hundredth. And they're telling us the radius is 12 and they want to know what the area is. So the area is going to be pi times 12 squared, which is 144 pi. So area is pi r squared. 12 squared is 144. So we have 144 pi. And pi is 3.14. That gives us 452.16. And they're giving us feet. So we have feet squared for our area units. So the area of this circle with a radius of 12 is 452.16 feet squared. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, they're giving us the diameter is 2.3 meters. So we need the radius, which is going to be half of 2.3. 2.3 divided by 2 is 1.15. That's our radius. And the area is going to be pi r squared. So area is going to be 1.15 squared times pi. .15 squared is 1.32, and then times pi times 3.14 gives us 4.15 rounded off to 2 decimal places, and we're dealing with meters. So area is going to be 4.15 meters squared. Okay, so look at number 3. They're giving us a diameter of 22 inches, and they want us to find the area of the circle. So if the diameter is 22, each radius, all the radiuses are going to be 11. So we have a radius of 11. So area is pi r squared. So we have pi times 11 squared, which is 121 times pi. And 121 times pi gives us 379.94. And we're dealing with inches, so it's going to be square inches. And let's see what we got for number 4. The area of the circle, we have a circle with a radius of 5.5. So the area is going to be 5.5 squared times pi. And it comes out to be 94.985, which rounds off to 94.99 in 2 decimal places. And we're dealing with centimeters squared. Okay, let's look at number 5. What's the area of a circle that has a radius of 3 miles? If the radius is 3 miles, the area is going to be pi r squared. It's going to be 9 times pi. 3 squared is 9. And 9 times pi is 28.26 square miles. So area equals 28.26 miles squared. 6, what's the area of a circle that has a diameter 4.4 meters? If the diameter is 4.4 meters, the radius is 2.2. And the area is going to be 2.2 squared times pi. That comes up to be 15.1976, so 15.20 rounded off to 2 decimal places. And our units are meters, so we have meters squared. Okay, let's look at the next page. Here we're looking at arc length and sector area. So we're doing a fraction out of 360 times the area for sector area. And if we're doing arc length, we're doing a fraction over 360, or the central angle over 360 times the circumference. So here we're doing the length of the arc. We've got a 315 degree central angle. So we have 315 divided by 360. 315 3/60ths of the circumference. And the circumference is 2 times pi times r. So 315 times 2 times 3.14 times 11. So we just crunch the numbers. Normally I try to simplify the fraction, but we just plug it in the calculator. So we get 60.45 rounded to 2 decimal places. And our units are feet, and we're dealing with length of arc, so feet are our units. So that's the arc length. Here we have a 270 degree angle, and the radius is 13. So 270 3/60ths of 2 times pi times r is going to be our length of arc. And if I crunch the numbers, 270 times 2 times 3.14 times 13 divided by 360, we get 61.23. Now our units are feet, so distance around, 270 degree distance around, 61.23 feet for that circle. Let's look at number 3. They're giving us 3 pi over 2. Now, we haven't done radians, but we can use pi as a substitute for 180 when we're doing radian measure. So 2 goes into 180 twice, 3 times that's going to be 270. So 3 pi over 2 is the same thing as a 270 degree central angle. So we have 270 3/60ths of the circle for the arc, and the radius is 16 feet. So times 2 times pi times the radius times 16. So we get 75.36, and the units are feet. So look at number 4. They're giving us pi over 6. So again, 180 over 6 is 30 degrees. So 30 degrees is the degree measured of pi over 6 radian angle. So we have 30 over 360 times 2 times pi times the radius. And crunching these numbers, 30 times 2 times 3.14 times 13 divided by 360 gives us 6.80. And we're talking about inches. So 6.8 inches is the part of the arc that goes with 30 degree central angle with a radius of 13. Okay, for 5 and 6, they're not giving us the diagram, but they're giving us the central angle and they're giving us the radius. So central angle is 60 over 360. And we're doing circumference, we're doing arcs, so we're still using circumference. So we got 2 times pi times the radius, which is 18. So 60 times 2 times 3.14 times 18 divided by 360 comes out to be 18.84, and we're talking about centimeters. So again, with a circle and a radius of 18, a 60-degree angle is going to have a length of 18.84 centimeters. Okay, let's look at number 6. We got a 75-degree angle, so 75 over 360 times the circumference, which is 2 times 3.14 times 16, which is the radius, and let's see what we get. We get 20.93. And our units are meters. So 20.93 meters. Let's look at number 7. 7 pi over 4. If you do 7 times 180 divided by 4, we get 315 degrees. So this is equivalent to 315 degrees for the central angle. So we have 315 3/60ths times 2 times pi times the radius, which is 9.
Hello.
That gives us 49.46. And it's going to be feet. For number 8, 19 pi over 12 is the same as 285 degrees. So you have 285 over 360 times 2 times pi times the radius, which is 14, and that'll give us the arc length. So 285 divided by 360 times 2 times 3.14 times 14 is 69.60. And we're dealing with feet. Okay, here we're looking for areas of sectors. So we're using the area formula now. We got a 240 degree central angle. So we got theta, the general formula is theta over 360, central angle over 360 times the area, which is theta over 360 times pi times r squared. and that's going to be the area of the sector. And we're going to have square units. It's like feet squared for this one. So we got 240 over 360 times pi times 16 squared. So 240 times 3.14 times 16 squared divided by 360 comes out to be 535.89. And that's feet squared. Over here we got a 315 degree angle. So 315 3/60ths of the area, which is pi 3.14 times 14 squared. And let's see what we get. Comes out to be 538.51. And we're dealing with inches squared. Let's look at number 11. 3 pi over 2 is the same as 270 degrees, which is like 3/4 of the circle. So let's see, we got sector area is going to be 270 over 360 times 2 times pi r squared times 3.14 times 14 squared. So 270 divided by 360 gives us 0.75. So we got 3/4 of the circle times 3.14 times 14 squared. Gives us 461.58. And we're dealing with centimeters squared. 19 pi over 12 is the same as 285 degrees. So we have 285 out of 360 times 3.14 times the radius squared times 12 squared. So 285 divided by 360 times 3.14 times 144, which is 12 squared, gives us 357.96. And we're dealing with feet, so feet squared. Let's look at 13. Radius is 10 miles. The theta over 2, or pi over 2, is the same as 90 degrees. So we have a quarter of a circle, 90 over 360. Times pi times r squared, and r is 10, so that's going to be times 100. So 90 times 3.14 times 100 divided by 360 is 78.5. And our units are miles, so miles squared. Looking at number 14, 5 pi over 3 is the same as 300 degrees. So we have 300 3/60ths of the circle. And we have pi times r squared, which is 144. 12 squared is 144. So 300 times 3.14 times 144 divided by 360 is 376.8. And our units are yards, so we have yards squared for our area units. Okay, 15 and 16. Let's see, 60 over 360 is our central angle, times pi, times r squared, which is 49. So 60 over 360 times 3.14 times 49, 25.64. Our units are kilometers, so we have kilometers squared. Last one on this page, radius is 7, theta is 225, so we have 225 over 360 times the area, which is pi times r squared. So let's do that. 225 times 3.14 times 49 divided by 360 is 96.16. And we're talking about miles, so square miles. Okay, so there we have those. Let's see what's up on the next page. Determine the arc length and sector area with the given information. You answer in terms of pi. Okay, so radius is 14. We want arc length and sector area. So we're going to use 90 over 360. We'll do arc length in this one, times the circumference, which is 2 times pi times the radius, and that's going to give us the length of arc. Now if we're going to be doing the area, we have 90 over 360 times pi times r squared to find the area. So let's see, 90 times 2 times 3.14 times 14 divided by 360 gives us 21.98 inches for the arc length. And for the sector, we're going to use the area formula. So we have 90 times 3.14 times 14 squared divided by 360. That's 153.86. But these units are inches squared. So inches for arc, inches squared for arc, for sector area. For B, they're given us a diameter of 18. That means the radius is 9 centimeters. The degrees are 60. That wants us to leave our answer in terms of pi, so we're not going to use 3.14 for this one. So we're going to have 60 over 360 times 2 pi r times 2 times pi times the radius, which is 9, or pi d. So that gives us 60 times 2 times 9 divided by 360 times pi. And this is going to give us the arc. So the numbers gives us 3 pi. So we have 3 pi centimeters of arc length. Do the same thing for area. We have 60 over 360 times pi r squared. And r again is 9. It gives us 81 when we square it. So 60 times 81 divided by 360 gives us 13.5 pi. And that's going to be centimeters squared for the sector area. So those are our two answers for that one. These are our two answers for the first one. C and D, same thing. We're given us the diameter. So radius is going to be half the diameter. That's going to be 3.75. Make a note of that. And our central angle is 30. So 30 over 360, that's like 1/12 times 2 pi r. So times 2 times pi times 3.75, which is, again, is the same thing as pi d, 7.5. When we double this, if I crunch the numbers, 30 times 2 times 3.75 divided by 360 comes out to be 0.625 pi, and that's going to be in terms of meters. That's arc length. If I'm going to do the sector area, we have 30 over 360 times the area formula, which is pi r squared, and 3.75 squared. Let's see what we get. So we have 30 times 3.75 squared divided by 360 comes out to be 1.17 pi, and we're talking about meters squared for sector area. For D, the radius is going to be half of 9.2, which is 4.6 feet. The angle is 150, so we have 150 over 360 times the circumference, which is 150 over 360 times 2 times pi times 4.6. And for the sector, we're going to do 150 over 360 times the area formula, which is 150 over 360 times pi times 4.6 squared. Let's see what we get. So we get 3.83 pi, and our units are feet for the arc length. And then for the sector area, let's see what we get. We have 150 times 4.6 squared divided by 360 gives us 8.82 rounded to 2 decimal places pi, and our units are feet squared. So that's our sector area. Okay, let's look at number 2. 14-inch pizza is cut into 12 slices. How much pizza is in each slice rounded to the nearest square inch? So we've got 12 slices. So we're going to do the area divided by 12 is going to be the area of one slice. And the area of the pizza is going to be pi r squared, where r is equal to 14. And 14 times 14 is 196. So the area is 196 pi. And it's cut into 12 slices. So we're going to do divide by 12. So 196 times 3.14 divided by 12. Comes out to be, this number is 196 times 3.14. Comes out to be 51.29, which rounded to the nearest inch is 51 square inches. Okay, before we go on, let me point out a mistake that I made. I used the 14 as though that was the radius. That actually would be like an extra super large pizza, a 28-inch pizza. A 14-inch pizza has a 14-inch diameter, which means the radius is actually 7. So this should have, I thought 52 inches was a little bit too big for a slice. So this should have actually been 7 squared times pi, or 49 times pi divided by 12. And 49 times pi is 153.86 divided by 12. It's about to be 12.82 square inches. So round to the nearest inch, it's about 13 inches, 13 square inches a slice. That's the correct answer for 2. Let's look at B. If you ate 2 slices, how many inches of crust would you have eaten? So what we need to do now is find the arc length of one slice and then double it. So the arc length is going to be one slice is going to be 1/12 of the circumference. So the circumference is 2 pi r. And again, r is 7. So that gives us 14 pi for the circumference. It's divided into 12 slices. So 14 times pi divided by 12. Comes out to be 3.66. Inches. Now, they're talking about 2 slices, so we double that. And it comes out to be 7.33 inches. So in 2 slices, we have 7.33 inches of crust. Let's look at C. Captain's Pizza, Ocean City. Diameter is 28 inches. 28-inch diameter is a 14-inch radius. And it's cut into 16 slices. And basically we're going to compare slices. So I'm pretty sure this one's going to be the bigger one, but let's see what we get. And it's cut into 16 slices. So the area of one slice is going to be 1/16 of the area of the whole pizza. And we're going to do area equals pi r squared, with r being 14. So that gives us 196 pi. And it's divided into 16 slices. So you got to divide by 16. So let's see what we get. So 196 times 3.14 divided by 16 is about to be 38.46. So there's 38.46 inches per slice. For the pizza from Captain's Pizza in Ocean City versus 13 inches a slice for a 14-inch pizza. So we would probably want to take the slice from Captain's Pizza. Got 13 inches for the small pizza versus 38 inches, square inches. You're talking about square inches. So the Captain's Pizza almost has 3 times as much pizza in it per slice as the small pizza in Morristown does.